My name's Shay, I'm a nutritionist and an international level athlete, and after years of learning about nutrition and training, what is the diet that I have landed on? Is it, raw brain and cow testicles? Is it hardcore vegan? Absolutely not. Like most of the nutrition space is very polarized for some reason. I think people are just trying to farm engagement. I don't know. Most people just want a diet that makes them feel good and, supports whatever exercise or training that they're doing. Like, why do we act like that's not the case? It is. Okay, anyway, what do I eat? I kind of did this a few months ago, but my videos, they sucked, is how I would put it. So as well, a few things have changed and a few things I think I can explain better, some things I just didn't explain at all. I talk a lot about individual foods on this channel, so here I just want to make sure I explain how everything fits together. This Lego set does have instructions. I really prioritize nutritious foods, foods with compounds that are going to benefit health as well as just micronutrient density. Probably the least nutritious food would be like my pre-training meal, because this is just to prioritize getting the carbs in to fuel the session. So let's talk about that quickly. For a smaller session, I'll just throw on like a couple bars and maybe some candy, just a little bit of carbs, easy digesting. For a larger session, I might go through for like a standard oatmeal, which I'll get into here because that's what I had on this day, because I was heading to the gym shortly. So I'll hand over to morning uncaffeinated Shay. I hate that guy. He's not much fun, but I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. This is caffeinated Shay. I got my pre-worky in hand because I'm about to go to training. This is the next day, but you don't even need to know this. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, so as you saw, very simple. You do want carbs before training. If you want a certain number to follow, go 1 to 4 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of your body weight 1 to 4 hours out. Because this is fiber and this oats is going to be a little slower to digest, so I'm distancing this about hour and a half, hour 45 out from me actually training. My dinner is usually really high carb as well, as you'll see later, and the reason I do that is because I don't want to eat a massive meal in the morning, and because glycogen stores, they're pretty dynamic, right? They're always going up and down as you eat and just exist. So if you have a big carb meal in the evening, there's still going to be a lot of glycogen from that sitting in your system. So that just kind of tops it up. The blueberries, if you buy frozen, it's cheaper, and as well the flavonoids, the anti-inflammatory compounds, are going to leach out and become more bioavailable because they're sitting more in the flesh when you freeze them. But fresh blueberries absolutely fine too. Really good choice. Caffeinated Shay is back. So basically, after that training, which was after the oatmeal, I'll make my my favorite thing on this channel, my health bowl. I got a full video on it, which I'll throw up there, which I cook it and show everything and explain everything a bit more in depth. But just to if you don't want to watch, I'll explain kind of the main points and ingredients. So here we go. Are you ready? Quinoa for ecdysterone, olive oil is the best oil. It has anti-inflammatories. Chia seeds are great for omega-3, anti-inflammation. Turmeric is good for brain support, improve that brain-derived neurotropic factor, build new neurons, also for anti-inflammation. Black pepper to improve the turmeric absorption. Small children because they taste wrong script. Walnuts for omega-3. Brazil nuts because I read that is what Sigma males eat. They taste good. You probably don't need much selenium. Brazil nuts are really high in selenium, but if you're eating a good diet, you're probably hitting the selenium. Got a bit sidetracked there, sorry about that. And a few notes since that video, you probably do want to soak your chia seeds, which I didn't do in that video, but here's a newer clip here. I'm just, I've soaked them and I'm just throwing them in with the quinoa. And all these foods can be a bit bland, but I think just quite a bit of salt will bring out all the flavors. I'm not too scared of salt. I salt it like I'm a British man trying to take back India. So as spices go, just pick whatever you like. I do like a bit of cayenne pepper, like I'm a Indian man trying to take Britain. It doesn't really work, but I would pay to see that. Just like the manpower of India, I don't know if British people would have a chance, So this meal is so potent in anti-inflammatory potential, it's going to protect your cells and your neurons. You're just going to feel better, cognitively sharper. And I find if I have like a carb bomb in the middle of the day, I just don't feel very sharp mentally, which is problematic if I'm still trying to work. It's like, I don't want to work. I can't even think, dude. I was told I'm meant to have high carb after training, but no, you don't need to, okay? So between the fact that your blood sugar on a high carb meal is gonna like go up and then down, and then the fact that tryptophan might go to your brain more after a high carb meal, your mental clarity is gonna be sapped a bit. So eating a higher fat meal, I prefer, I mean, try both sides, but this is just what I prefer. Additionally, if it's high fiber and high fat, it's gonna digest really slowly, which means you know, if it's not digesting all at once, you're not going to get this weird rush of all this food absorbing and, you know, potentially hitting your mental clarity. If you are enjoying, please be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing to this lovely haven of less inflamed people. Some will say you need carbs after training to like restock your glycogen. As you'll see, my dinner meal's higher in carb just to stock that back up. You don't really need to do it right after training unless you got, you know, another session after that, but you know, I usually don't. I usually throw in a nut bar because they're nice, and a bit of protein as well, which is made out of crushed babies, because if this meal has a flaw, it's probably the fact that it's not that high in protein, so this just bumps it up a little bit. And if you don't want to make this bold, you can just take some of these ingredients. They're all very good for your health, and you know, sprinkle them in your diet, and I'm sure you'll be better off. And lastly, dinner, this is pretty simple. Lentils, chickpeas, bell peppers if I have them. I didn't this time, but the footage I'm using is from another video where I did. Anyway, chicken in there and just throw it on all on rice. Give me a spoon. Just let me go, lad. This is just pretty, you know, solid foods, decent micronutrient potential. Nothing crazy going on. I just really like this, and you know, it's a decent meal. If I'm still hungry after this, I might have something a bit sweet afterward. Because if you look at my chronometer, which I'm pulling up here, it's like I'm hitting the mark with pretty much everything as far as micronutrients go. Selenium is actually really high. I'll let you know if my skin starts peeling off, but from what I understand, it's still a safe level. Manganese is weird here. It's actually safe at that level, but it's saying it's not. The only thing I'm missing is vitamin C. Probably if I just had the bell peppers on hand, which I didn't, I'd be hitting them out with literally everything. Probably not vitamin D, but you know, that's what the sun's for. And my last point here is the omega-3s. I talk about these a lot. Basically, if your omega-3s are even okay, but your omega-6s are really high, like it's an imbalance. These compete for the same enzyme, and if omega-6 outcompetes, it can be pro-inflammatory. So a really nice ratio to aim for is 1 omega-3 compared to 4 omega-6, okay? And looking at my chronometer, I'm hitting about 1 to 3.7 on this particular day, so it's pretty good. The modern diet is aiming for like 1 to 20, which is outrageous. All the seed oil maxes, it's like, homie, I can see your red cheeks from 200 meters away. And as far as protein goes, it's about double of my body weight in kilograms, which is probably fine for most people. You see a lot of people in the fitness industry trying to push like a 2.0 bit in pounds. So it's like 2.2x more compared to, you know, per kilo of your body weight, which is outrageous. It's because most of them are on juice, and therefore they're building muscle at a greater rate, and they have more muscle, so they need more protein. For us natty folk, don't bother. Let me know what of these foods you enjoy as well. If you've been following the channel for a while, maybe you've incorporated some of these foods into your diet as well. But yeah, that's been me. If you enjoyed this, there's some videos that you also might enjoy. I'll see you next time.